This is Subtext.
Hello guys, and welcome back to the first episode of Subtext you've seen in a very long time. Today's topic will be New York City. As some of you may know and some of you may not know, I was in New York City for like 3.5 days at the beginning of my break to look at colleges, but obviously when you go to New York City you don't just look at colleges. So today I'm going to talk to you about some things that you might need to remember in New York City and the things that you definitely need to do when you're in the city. One of the things you absolutely have to do in New York is go to Top of the Rock, which is where you go to the top of the Rockefeller Center, and it's basically like identical to the view you get if you go to the top of the Empire State Building to the observatory, only you actually get the Empire State Building in your little view. So without further ado, I will cut to the clip of me actually up there, one of the few things I actually filmed in New York.
New York City is awesome. Look at that. You can't see the Empire State Building from the Empire State Building now, can you?
The next thing you have to do is go to Carnegie Deli. Now keep in mind, Carnegie Deli is cash only. You can't pay with a credit card. However, the food is amazing. But take a friend because you won't be able to finish one of those sandwiches by yourself. No way. And eat their cheesecake. The next thing that I recommend very strongly do is go to Ellen's Stardust Diner. This is a diner where it's very much like a 50s diner feel, except all the workers sing to you. It is awesome. There's just no other way to describe it. It's awesome. Another thing you should do is go to Macy's. Partially just because, you know, it's like the biggest Macy's in the world. It's huge. There's floors upon floors upon floors of shopping. You don't even have to buy anything. It's just cool. But especially at the holidays, because there's all these cool moving Miracle on 34th Street animatronic guys in the window, and then there's Santa Claus inside, and you can go visit Santa. Tell him what you want for Christmas. What could be more fun than that? So yeah, Macy's. Do Macy's. And the last thing on my list of 5 things you must do in New York City is go to Central Park, particularly the zoo. This park itself is totally free. You can just walk around forever, and the zoo is really cheap. It's like 10 bucks or something. It's a small zoo, but there's cool things like the snow leopard. How often do you get to see a snow leopard? My next topic here is 5 things you must have. And I'm going to turn this over to her up there. Yeah. The first thing you must have in New York City, without a doubt. You're completely stupid if you don't. You must have a unlimited pass Metro card. Don't go for the one that's like, oh, 10 rides. No. Get one that's unlimited rides because you will use it and you will use it a lot. Second thing that's really important to remember is don't bother with a purse, ladies. It's just too much trouble to try to keep up with it, make sure it doesn't get taken. So get a wallet that can fit in your pocket. Like your coat pocket, your pants pocket, whatever, but have a wallet. Cash. There are so many restaurants in New York, like Carnegie Deli I mentioned earlier, that don't take credit cards, and so always have cash. Obviously some will take credit cards, so you can have that too, but keep the cash with you. And even if you have to make an ATM stop every once in a while, do it. Good walking shoes. You will walk everywhere. You may hop on the train to get from one end of Manhattan to the other end of Manhattan, but everywhere you go, you will be walking. Don't wear heels. That is stupid. Just walk in good shoes. The last thing you have to have, absolutely no other way, is a hat. Now, part of it is to block the wind, because sometimes it can get windy, but it was really windy when I was there. But mostly it's just because if you have an awesome character hat, like I had in New York, everyone will love you. I had like so many different people come up to me and tell me that my hat was awesome, because it was awesome, of course. It was just weird in the city. People don't usually just come up to you and say things, but yeah, everybody loved my hat, which I will go get for you now. Okay, here's my hat. He's Oscar the Grouch. Everybody loved him. It was hilarious. I had a guy in Stardust Diner give me a high five because this hat was so awesome. So yeah, it was funny. Everybody loved the hat. So have an awesome hat, because people will notice you and it'll feel good. We will say, your hat is awesome. Okay, moving on. I mess up my hair. Okay. This last part is kind of a smart person thing, so I'm turning it over to Glasses Girl up there. Glasses Girl? You wear glasses, girl? Whatever. Okay, last part of our little New York episode we have here is 5 things to always keep in mind. Now listen up, because some of this stuff is really important. Number 1, purse snatchers. Purse snatching is the #1 crime in New York City. And like I mentioned earlier, if you can avoid carrying a purse, avoid carrying a purse. But if you absolutely cannot, because you have a bunch of stuff you need to carry, keep an eye on your purse at all times. Don't lose sight of it for a moment. Keep it tucked under your arm. Hold the strap if it's a big purse. Just keep an eye on your purse. For the love of God, people, pay attention to which way you're going. It's not the end of the world if you get on the wrong bus or the wrong train and end up going the wrong way, but it complicates things a lot and makes your journey take so much longer than it needs to. So pay attention. Just pay attention. If you can actually read the map, I can't, but if you can read the map, get a MTA transit map, figure out which way you're going, know exactly what you're doing at all times. Number 3, many people in New York City don't speak English very well, if at all. So if you're trying to get directions from somebody, ask the question as simply as possible, and if they can't help you, just move on. Don't get frustrated. It's not their fault they can't speak English. And don't be a little bit racist and be like, why don't they just learn English? They're in America. There's a lot of people who are tourists, a lot of people who just live in their little communities that are mostly their race. Just move on. The people in New York City are not mean. They're just brusque. A lot of them are in a hurry, and a lot of the workers know that other people are in a hurry, so they won't stop and have a good Southern conversation with you. New York manners are just different than Southern manners. That could upset some people. It could be better for some people, but just remember, it's just the kind of the way the city is. It has nothing to do with who they are or if they're rude or whatever. Also, you'll find, even though people are more brusque and harsh with you, that they're all just as nice. If you need help, they're all willing to help you, and they're a lot more open-minded. We had an experience on the train where this guy came on and was preaching about Jesus stuff, you know? Like, you know, in the South, most people would agree with him. In New York, everybody was so annoyed with him. It was hilarious. It's like everybody was like, when is he gonna get off? And one lady actually said to him, you're in a city with lots of diverse views and diverse people, and so it's really not a good thing for you to be preaching all this. And of course he was just an idiot and kept rambling because he was psycho. People are actually a lot more accepting there than they are in a lot of the places I'm used to being, like Weaverville. Not a very accepting place, unfortunately. Last but not least, yes, New York City is the city that never sleeps. Have fun, have all the fun in the world. Know where you are, know where you're going, and be safe at all times. That's all for today. Thank you for watching this episode of Subtext. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Safe traveling. I'm Emily Drusdale, and I am signing out.
Good morning, good evening. I hope you like dreaming. You live to learn and you learn to live. It's positive and negative. I can't sleep, but I dream big. I can't sleep, but I dream big. I can't sleep, but I dream big. A good evening. Well, it's hard to get to bed with a head full of dreams, pocket full of loose change, ripping at the seams. Hard to keep moving with a head full of steam. It's the green, it's the scene.